Good morning, y'all. Well, it is day 80 and we have left the Stumble Inn. Had another great breakfast there. Dave and Stumbles do a fabulous job there. Very accommodating, very clean joint, and great breakfasts, and they'll shuttle and basically just make sure all the hikers are enjoying themselves, and if they need anything, they really address that. So hats off to them. I totally recommend it to any hikers who are thinking about hiking through here. So Stumble Inn, great place. Thanks again to Dave and Stumbles. We had a shuttle driver, brought us back up to Ashby Gap and dropped us off, and immediately, we're going uphill. And it is very humid, as you can see again, and I'm already pretty sweaty. But the trail provides. And our shuttle driver was talking, and we were debating what we're going to do with all these storms today. As it turns out, they've dropped the tornado watches. It is going to rain. There's going to be some wind, like 20 miles an hour gust or something. But we didn't know whether we were going to stay at the Bears Den Hostel, which is only 13 miles, or try to push on and find a stealth site. As it turns out, the shuttle driver lives at 18 miles right off the AT. And she said, we have a room for a couple through hikers. So we don't advertise, but y'all are welcome to stay here. So she and her husband hiked it, I don't know, I think she said 6 years ago or something. But anyway, she and her husband have 4 kids, and they said we're welcome to stay there. So I think Reboot and I are going to do that, just to get out of the weather and not have to worry about finding a place to tent. So again, super nice people, always watching out for the hikers. Couple big things today. We're going through this thing called the roller coaster. It's kind of famous. It's about 14 major uphill climbs, and they're each about 500 feet each, and then they go right back down. There's no views, just straight up, straight down. Really is a roller coaster. And then there's 2 or 3 more smaller ones, so I think it's a total like 17 or 18, something like that. And it's over the course of 12 miles, so our entire day. But this is the famous roller coaster. It's nothing compared to Georgia, North Carolina, when we were back there at the very beginning, 2.5 months ago. So, I'll figure that out as we get there. And then there's a huge landmark today, which we'll see, and probably the biggest one of the entire trail in some ways. So that'll be fun. So that's our day. Coming up, hot, humid, thunderstorms, roller coaster, iconic landmark. All right, let's get going. Yes! Woo! What a feeling. Hot diggity. 1,000 miles. That's great. Ah! So this section is kind of famous, and it's called the roller coaster. It's a 13.5-mile section with some interesting parts about it. The part of the roller coaster has been rated as one of the top 5 or 10 most difficult sections of the entire Appalachian Trail. And it's basically a series of 13 or 14 of ascents and descents of about 500 feet each. But there are only a couple of nice views on the summits. And for nobos, there's also a weariness just to being in Virginia. We've been in this state now for almost 550 miles, and we're ready for another one. There's also speculation that there is a secret emergency operations center somewhere amongst these trees, and it's kind of secretive, and there's speculation that there's a bunker city below the surface for the highest level of civilian and military officers in case of a national disaster. And on 9/11, several members of Congress were supposedly evacuated and brought to this area. But the more memorable aspect of this entire section is obviously hitting that 1,000 mile mark. And that's a celebration. Hey y'all, so day 80 has come to an end, and boy, there's a couple of sayings out here on the trail that one is hike your own hike, just do what works for you. And the other one is the trail provides, and today was one of those days. We Reboot and I got a shuttle driver take us back up to Ashby Gap and drop us off where we would continue north, and we just weren't sure what we were going to do with the weather and all that. And our shuttle driver, as I said, Hopeful was her name, or trail name, and she just said, well, look, we live a quarter of a mile from the trail. Why don't you just stay at our house? So sure enough, we finished the roller coaster, which was, a grueling up and down. I think there were 14 major climbs up, and you're just spent after those last ones. yeah, she said when you come to the very end section of the roller coaster, look to the right, there's a small trail through the woods, and a quarter of a mile down that trail, you come into a neighborhood, and that's where we live. So we did, we got there, and she had taco salad and lemonade and homemade cookies, and it was fabulous. We, were able to do laundry and get a shower, and just a lovely family. Her husband, Scott, has hiked the AT twice. She's done it once. And they have 4 great kids. Yeah, they just couldn't have been more hospitable. So we're very fortunate to be here, and we're grateful. But big day, past that 1,000-mile mark. That was, the roller coaster is one thing, but that 1,000 mile is, in some ways, it's even better than the 2,000 miles. Because when you get to 2,000 miles, you're really only, less than 200 miles from the very end in Summit Katahdin. But 1,000 miles is, I don't know, it just sounds more iconic to me. So, push on and be at Harper's Ferry tomorrow. And I got some friends up in Germantown, Frederick area. And they're going to pick me up, and I'm going to get a 0 with them. So, yeah, big day. Weather-wise, it worked out. We didn't have any tornadoes. We had a little bit of rain in the morning, but it was clear by the afternoon. And, we got through the roller coaster, which is kind of just an annoying up and down all day. And then getting to stay here with the Wheaton family. So it's great. It was a good day. So that's it. We will see you tomorrow as we make our way into Harper's Ferry. So night, y'all. Bye-bye.